But when my father worked for the telephone company,
Hmm.
and he would bring home um, throwaway parts and like relays and you know terminal strips and
Hmm.
switches and bells and buzzers, and I would build things at night. And
Wow.
my father only slept about 4 hours a night, and he would get up in the morning at like 5 a.m., 4:30 a.m., and he'd see me in my room from the night before, still working on things. And I remember the one time he went to yell at me for it, and then he goes, "No, go to bed."
But you probably learned a lot in the beginning. I mean, by
Oh
the
yeah,
throwaway parts, that's luxury. I went to
yeah.
the garbage belt and to collect my parts, and was not well, maybe a half an hour walk, but I walked there every week, and then when the fresh garbage came in, I get out old radios, take them apart, and get all the other parts, and like exciting if I found out new transistors and things like that.
Right, right. Oh, it's very similar, yeah. And my grandfather he was a fireman in New York City, but he also was a self-taught he built stereos, and he did TV repair, all self-taught, and he would do the same. He would go down to Battery Park, which is in the south part of
Yes, I know
Manhattan.
body parking.
Yeah, and he would gather, this is back, I guess, this before I was born, and gather components and build things.
Nice.
Um,
Seem like we're the same kind of group, this way.
yeah, yeah. I hope Yella is feeling better.
Yes, I hope so too. He's quite often sick, being honest. But
Yeah.
hmm,
Well, I don't know if you knew. Yeah, I told you guys that I got COVID really bad
yes,
going to Boston. Yeah,
yes, I remember that.
yeah.
The last time I've been sick is maybe 15 years ago, something like that. But
Wow.
it's not. I had a very bad virus infection one time, but that was not really. I wouldn't consider it sickness. It
Right.
was zoster virus. It's basically do you know?
No.
It's the you got basically herpes. Herpes got infected in your body when you
Right.
get the chicken pox. Basically, it's the same one, and it stays
Right.
dormant in your immune system, and it hides in the nerves. And when it comes out through the nerves, and it goes all your whole skin here, the face.
Wow.
It's very painful, but you have to be very careful. If you're older, it happens can happen more quick or more
Right.
often. Zoster virus is not a nice one, but I was
Mm.
not sleeping so much, and my immune system was down, and a lot of things going on, and suddenly,
Yeah. 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 It's amazing how our bodies work.
I don't feel like it's an infection disease, but it is something like that.
Right. Right.
And
So I
yeah, oh, sorry.
go
Can I tell you one more thing? I
sure.
uploaded your GPS TNC binary file to the M5 burner,
Oh,
for
okay.
the GPS, and took a picture and put a picture there. So your file is on it. You should be able to search it for it, and it's
Okay.
everything's on it. It's very easy now. You just pop it up and put it in and burn it.
That's cool. That's really cool.
I put your name in there too, because I
Oh,
think
good.
that
Thank you.
you did a wonderful job there.
Yeah, I was really happy to find a role to play, and to go out there, and because I don't know, I do like GitHub, but I felt like since there were the three of you already working in there, that to create another branch and then to fold things back in, with things moving on the other branches, at a certain point it gets unwieldy, you know.
No, but that's fine. That's what it's for. That's
Right,
what Git is for. And if you got Git graph on it, you can just easily figure out where all the things go.
right,
You're using Git graph?
right. Yeah, I did. Yeah, you had pointed me to that, and I saw that, and then but then I know that when you go back to merging, you have to go and resolve all the other branch conflicts.
Yeah, that's true. You
Right,
have to keep track of that. Yeah.
right.
They're both coming at the same time, Louis and
Oh,
Yellow.
good.
Hi, Yellow and Louis. Hi, Yellow. You're still
Hello.
no, no, not coming.
Almost.
Yeah, almost.
Almost.
Yes, some sound coming, but yeah.
Yes,
There it
yes.
Ta-da!
is. Ta-da!
Ta-da.
Yeah, you look okay now.
Thank you, thank you.
Good energy.
Still a bit tired, but I'm doing better.
Good.
Okay, good.
No more stuffed nose, at least. A
Good
little
morning,
bit.
everyone.
Morning, Louis.
Morning.
There we
Morning,
go.
Louis.
It's-
So the skiing is finished now, Louis?
It is. That was the last day yesterday. Basically they wrecked the hill by putting this huge trench in it. So that pretty much finishes it.
Hmm.
Right.
I think
So
yeah, go ahead.
so the kids ski down and then see as far as they can get across that trench.
That's right. Some of them make it. Most of them do not. And
Yeah.
there's little bits of snow floating in it.
Hmm.
Right.
And what's worse is that a lot of them just go back for second and third and fourth round till the organizer calls it off.
Right.
It's not for me.
No. I got the graphics moving really smoothly now.
Oh,
Oh, cool.
Oh,
that's cool.
Wow.
nice.
I tried using the sprite, the rotated sprite, but I think I told you it basically does cosine and sine, however many times, however many pixels you're moving, and it was like what is 57, almost 57,000 pixels when
Yeah.
it remaps an image. So that didn't work. So it's more like a carousel. What I like about this is that if you rotate an image with text, especially size 1 text, it's unreadable. So this is
Mhm.
those NW north, east, south, and west,
Hmm.
though that's size 2. It rotated okay, but now you can see that this is more like a Ferris wheel where the letters always are staying
Yeah,
oriented to
Right,
the
Yep,
screen.
that's
very,
nice.
very nice.
Yeah. Now, how
They
come
just
yellow? When you hold yours up to your camera, it all gets. Is that a Core 2 1.1 that is too bright or something?
no, I think maybe my brightness is just higher on the device. I should have
Right,
lowered the brightness. So.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Did you just redraw like every frame, like a
Yes.
new line, and okay,
Yeah, yeah.
makes sense.
I drew the spokes and the two circles and then you just throw in the text and the same thing for the GPS units. And because that is so small with the size 1 text, you cannot rotate that and see it.
Hmm. We
So it's
can
something we
yeah,
go
can
ahead.
you do that also for rotating of the screen for the Zen? So
Yeah, we're gonna put
90
this
degree.
feature in the Zen, right?
Hmm. No. I
Uh,
mean for the Zen the main screen. To get the main screen
Yeah.
to 90 degree.
You could try that. That
So
would
it's
be
like
interesting.
no, but then it locks.
I don't know if we can do sprites that well on the Zen. I guess we can implement it and then no longer
And see
support
what
the core one, like the core
it may
basic.
not.
So,
Yeah,
Mm.
it may
or
not support that
I'm
because
sure
it
it
is
will
a
not. I already
it's a
tried
full
it.
screen sprite, you
Yeah.
know. But it's one if you don't change the color map, it's 3 bytes per pixel. But if you do, you could change it to 8 color, and then you get um you get 1 byte per pixel. And you could still have your regular display that the way you're using it. And then when you go into a certain mode, then you use the sprite. You know, you go to, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Okay, I see.
Yeah. But again, like you said, if it doesn't have PSRAM, which I don't think the basic core does, you know, you're probably memory limited.
I think the core one just has less memory. So,
Right.
because every time I tried the sprite, it would just crash on startup because run out of memory.
Right. Right.
But that was also with the uBlocks library, which was huge. So maybe it works now. I mean, we can
Maybe.
try. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if we can use it with the limited colors, so you have 8 colors then?
Yeah. So
Or
8 colors. Yeah. So it's, you know, it would have been nice if they could compress it further, but it's, yeah. So it's 1 byte per pixel.
and do we get to define those colors as well, or
I
is it
don't
just
know.
8?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
interesting.
it's basically the colors of the rainbow, red, green, you know, RGB and then white and black. But it would be great if we could redefine them. I'm going to look into that.
Well, even if we can't, we could see if we can just use those colors, and because we only use like 8 colors at max, I think.
Right.
So possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea. What things do we have to talk about? Just general.
Meeting time.
time.
think.
There's a
Meeting
spiral
about
going on
meeting.
there.
Yeah, there was also me. I thought it was Monday, but good. And Louis said that it was that he was busy on Monday, so I thought we won't have Louis there.
Yeah.
So let's do it Monday then.
No, well, I'm okay with either. If you wanted a little bit later in the day for Michael, that's fine. But but Sunday, I think Sunday works for Yella because you're not at work.
Right.
Or,
Okay, so next week
And-
Sunday. That's fine.
Sunday, yeah, Sunday, and you guys pick the time.
Okay. So up to the other ones. And for me, it doesn't matter if it's now this time or an hour later. That's both fine.
Yeah, I
For
don't.
me, it's all in the afternoon, so no worries.
Okay.
Okay.
Michael, you?
We could do 7. I could do this time.
Okay, this for me easier. Yeah, let's keep it.
Okay.
This. Yeah.
All right. Sounds good.
Okay.
Good.
Till next crisis comes along when we do the daylight saving time change again in the fall. Just nonsense. Absolute
I know.
nonsense.
Well, I got the daylight saving time change in 2 weeks, so.
Oh, you have one too?
Oh.
Okay. I
Yep,
thought that was just a US Canada thing.
No, like most of Europe also has it. I think all of Europe.
Okay, so we'll have a crisis then.
No, it just changes the hour. Like now it's
Okay.
12, and then it will be
All right.
go back to 1 afternoon.
Okay.
So no problem.
This matters so much for you. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So progression. I think past week we had some discussion about the orientation to have it like landscape mode or basically.
Yes, because I was very impressed by
handheld mode.
using the GPS software from Michael. That if you use it in the rain and no rain comes in, if you open it up, then the case becomes
right.
the protection. It's wonderful. I mean, hard rain and it didn't get any drops. So I think
that's pretty good. Yeah.
It was added benefit. And it works
Right.
quite nice on the site. I mean, the first is a little bit like, yeah, but then we have to think about the interface. And I thought that just if we have arrows instead of a menu, text, then you still have a lot of space left. Like triangles, like small triangles for up and down and enter.
Yeah, but then you wouldn't know what your pressing, like start and stop logging, like that would
Oh,
be an
that's true
arrow.
too. Yes, I didn't think about it. You cannot.
Yeah, that's what I mean, that's the downside of that interface is it's for a watch.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so that it's implied what each of those three buttons does. But when in developing a more generic interface, you have to think about that.
I mean, we can still put the text next to it, and maybe like vertical. But because the screen is also then vertical, you have a lot less room suddenly.
Hmm.
But it's something we can play with.
You can't, they don't support rotated text. Like putting E above N, T and ER, but instead have a word but rotate the word. I don't know
Yeah,
if they support.
you
Do
can
they
just
support?
rotate the screen when you print it.
No, you mean the letters or the whole word?
Yeah, I want to rotate a string print 90 degrees. I don't think you can do that.
Yeah,
So
you
like
can.
this.
I mean, we print while the
Like
screen is
this.
rotated the whole way. So
No,
what
but
we
no,
can
have
do is
everything out. No, what I'm saying is have everything
yes, yes,
else on
yes,
the
yes, yes.
screen
Still,
with the correct text and then have that
yeah,
piece
yeah, yeah.
rotated. I don't think you can do that. I've been
Well, you
looking at the
can.
graphics library a lot.
Well, not with the sprite. But if you just print to the screen, like you set the rotation, then print something, then you set the rotation back, or you can set
Okay.
a different rotation and print something else. So that there's no issue there.
Oh, okay.
Would
I haven't
that,
tried
wouldn't
that.
that cause, wouldn't that cause the display to jump around? Like also, like
No, because it doesn't. It's not like a buffer. It just prints to the screen, and then it
okay,
shows up on the screen, and then you can rotate it, but it will only the rotation will be for the next command. So if you rotate it and then send another string,
okay,
it will they will both show up, but then rotate
okay.
Right.
like the other one will be
Yeah.
rotated. So that works, but it doesn't work for the sprite. But we can
Right.
leave the buttons out of the sprite.
Well, the
Like
sprite also has its own rotation support, so it might be actually be
oh
possible.
yeah, actually yes, indeed. Yeah, you
Yeah.
can do it with the sprite actually.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking we can make the sprite just for the screen area. So because we have the status
Oh, yeah.
bar and the button, so it will already be smaller that way. And then use that sprite for the screen, and then well
Right.
that would be for this part.
Just for that area. Yeah. Yeah.
Options. Like it's
Yeah.
possible.
You want to try that, Yellow, to see if that's possible? Or you have other
Uh,
priorities?
I no,
Other priorities.
I am already sure that it is possible.
Mm.
But the challenge is, will we support both screens like from the get-go, like right now, or do we have other priorities as well?
Yeah,
I
that's
think it
what I was
might be
thinking.
better if we focus on one orientation.
Yes.
Like we can decide right now which one. Like we can rewrite some code.
Maybe we in the beginning we should just have it the way it is now, and
Yeah.
then next version we make it turn or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of like the Michael way of doing it because it
I
has
also.
more upsides.
But then again,
That's
people
more.
who already ordered it and then they get suddenly something
Yeah,
different. It's like
that is true. That is true. Oh,
I'm already thinking when I'm building them, I say, oh, I have to be similar because they ordered this version.
Right. Right.
yeah. No, I think that I think it's feasible to do like both. But the thing is, if we have changes in design, you have to do it to both parts. I think it best is to have like one version, like that we have
Pick an
right now,
orientation and
Yeah.
stay with it.
and
Yeah.
stay with it for now until we finish like the design small
Yes,
parts, and
I think so too.
Yeah.
then we can do it rotated and change the design a bit so it fits on the screen. But then we're set on a design basically, which
Right.
we already kind of are, but we're still like changing like the CPM down and focus on the micro sieverts and choices like that you
Yeah,
just
that's
want to
important.
make before you do both support.
Right.
Was it difficult, or is it difficult to set up the with the configuration that you can switch the CPM or the microsieverts?
Yeah, we can do the configuration or just the like have a default with the microsieverts.
Okay, that will be good.
I don't know how many options we want, so
Mm.
and too many is also not good.
That's not good. So it
But
should
we
be
can have a few.
should have
But not,
enough to make a choice, but not too much to get confused.
yeah, you don't want to open the config page and be like, wow, this is a lot. What do I have to change? Like, no.
Like the Microsoft help if you go to the website.
Sure.
I don't even want to go there.
But,
Right.
okay, and I've been playing around with different battery setups and other process, but I posted most of the things already in the channel, so you can see what I've been working. And
Very
the
nice.
Yeah.
it's interesting, the 18500 batteries, they're just fits on the site in it in the 1015 case, so we can have
Right.
two in there and still have a lot of power there.
Same battery clip as the
Yeah, same
18650?
clip. Yeah, they're 18,
Yeah.
so there's the same clip. They're
Oh,
only a
okay.
bit shorter.
Are these protected as well?
They're all protected. Yeah.
And
Okay.
they're wired in parallel?
So
Wow.
if one is empty, you can just take one out and then you put one in. And you can, while it's on, still switch. That's the idea behind.
Hot swap, okay. Now, there's no problem with if one is really discharged, like basically one just hogging the
Oh
power
yeah,
from
it
the
will
other?
do that, but it will level it
Yeah.
out itself.
Okay,
Yeah, that I mean, Joe has been checking that, and he said, "Oh, that's fine." I mean, I trust Joe in that. He has been doing that for many years with the lithium battery. So,
oh, that's good to know.
oh, he's an expert. He you should check him out. What he's been doing with batteries, been testing,
cool.
and that's good.
Yeah, I remember years ago, you used to go to this website called Battery University because we were dealing
Yes.
with, remember that? And
Oh, yeah.
NiCad and all the different battery types. And Battery University was the place you went to get information on
Mm.
how to deal. What battery should I choose for this project? And now it's all lithium. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I had to design a charger once. That was a nightmare.
yeah.
Why?
The NiCad batteries are finicky things.
Mm.
You can't charge them too fast, but if you charge them, but you want to charge them fast to break up the crystal, build up their little channels. So and we ended up in a, again, Battery University burp charging, where you basically blast it, discharge it quickly for a very short period of time, and then continue the cycle. It's crazy. And then you watch for the charge. The charge has a little knee, a little bump, and that's when it's fully charged. But if you keep charging beyond that, you affect the life. It's that's over.
Yeah. Yeah. Me too.
By the way, did you get time to go to the lab for the spectrum analyzer?
No, I was gonna. Hopefully, I can do that this week.
That would be good to know if we can see how much RF comes out of the unit.
Yeah. So the problem is, what do I use for an antenna? And I haven't been able to. Maybe I'm just going to use a length of coax and just or maybe just sort of make a little loop so I can sort of walk around the box. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to see your results on that.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm not too sure what it's gonna look like, but we'll see. I suspect that we're gonna have. Well, we had some problems when I was looking at the AXP2101 and all those little battery management things. They all have buck converters, right, with little inductors, and I'm sure there's a lot of noise coming from those little guys, as well as the processor itself, as well as the charger. because that's got a switcher on board.
And
And
not from the Wi-Fi server if it starts up. That's 2.
oh, the Wi-Fi is
Yeah.
another 2.5 gigahertz there. So yeah, it's going to be quite noisy, this little thing.
Mm.
So yeah, not sure how to. Oh, and there's also some radiation coming from the high voltage supply, because that's a switcher as well.
I think
So
we never measured it. We should check it out. Yeah, but
yeah,
it's 22 kilohertz. I think something like that. It's not that high.
yeah,
Yeah, so even the harmonics probably won't push it up into that area.
yeah.
That's true.
So yeah,
Okay.
well, I mean, it's worth having a look.
Yeah.
And talking about high voltage supply, I'm talking with Ray about getting the quick pulse, the high voltage supply. Those are very nice. They are a little bit different shape, so we have to think about it for another version we can make. And they're supposed to be quite cheap and easy available. They're based on the Safe Pulse design. So together with what's his name, Joseph and Alan basically designed the Safe Pulse and the Quick Pulse. And the Quick Pulse is closed source, but we took the together with the Safe Pulse development. So it's basically the same thing.
Is that the one you showed that had that was kind of a V-shaped?
Yeah, something like it's like
Yeah.
And it has I2C out only. Doesn't have pulse
Okay.
output. There's a pulse counter on it, and basically the new versions of the Safe Pulse will have it too.
Okay.
And I'm trying to get prices for that to let them be made in China.
It seems like the I don't know how you say it, not the risk, but the challenge here is where it's like a moving target about what pulse counter you have and what how core 1 is core 2 is now core 2 1.1. All these parts keep moving. And then one of the things I wanted to order was the 4056 charger, and you were right. There's even on eBay, I mean on Amazon in the US, there's 30.
Yes, and all different sizes.
And all different sizes, yeah.
Yeah, I had many different versions.
Right.
But the good thing is it's moving, so it's going the right direction.
Sure.
But with the new one, we don't need them anymore. With the 1.1 version, they can charge you 500 milliamp, and that's, I think, sufficient. Makes it
Good.
simpler.
Oh gosh, yes.
So does that mean we could actually freeze the design to a particular? Because I'm seeing a whole bunch. Like we've had 4 different core devices. Like core 1, core gray, AWS, core 2, maybe core 2 v1.1. If we assume that the original core 2 is no longer available because the AXP 192 chip, the power management IC has been obsoleted by the manufacturer. Seems to be what I'm reading in some of the websites, including. So is it possible just to sort of, okay, we're going to freeze this rather than trying to support, let's say, the old core and new core 2 and core 1.1, just say, okay, this is it. Otherwise, I'm afraid that we got too many things on the go.
Too many different parameters. Yes.
Yeah. So just basically go with a basically freeze the design as much as we can, and go into production, and then at some point say, okay, we're going to have a new basically otherwise we have this sort of continuous design cycle that just never seems to finish. So
right.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
good
just-
thing to think about. I'm not so good in that because I keep always designing and changing.
Yeah, that's it. So, yeah.
But I think
Yeah.
somebody has to say like this is it.
Yeah.
Or we have to design together. I think I prefer that even that we can just say this is it.
But just, you know, based on the availability of parts, right? So if Safe Pulse, if you know, if you can get a batch of Safe Pulse, that's great. If you can get a batch of Quick Pulse, that's great as well. But but you know, like that's good news that the Core 1.1, I didn't realize that. Now to think about it, yeah, it's a great idea that we don't have to have this extra little charger. So
Yeah, it's all about parts count.
yeah. Well, yeah, parts count and procurement. So,
Right, right.
And also easy to make for the
Yes.
user. The kit will be simpler and
Yeah.
less
Right.
mistakes.
Yeah.
So
Should we always also focus on like different software versions to support those builds then? Like we can have like freeze one version that we have now that we can support the old builds, let's say with the Core 1. And then we can just go on and ignore the Core 1 from now on and say, well, if you have a Core 1, you can use this version, it works fine.
Till this
There are
version
some
you can
features,
use.
but
yes.
And this we
So,
should document quite well, I think, because that's important for the users, I think.
yes,
Right.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is a good idea to freeze the development.
Yeah. So it's just basically come up with a parts list and run with it. So so which board, which PCB version do you think would be ready to go?
303 I'm building now. 303
303 you're
seems to
building.
be a good one, and the parts we already have all the parts for it. So I'm building the first 20.
Okay, great. So
Or at least 10 built ones and 10 kits. And they're
Right.
already kind of I stopped ordering for 20 because there are new ones are already coming in.
Right.
So we
The,
also,
Sorry.
sorry, when you say new ones, so I'm just a bit, version 303 is the board. Okay, you're getting a second batch of boards is what you're saying. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, good. So,
Yeah. I'm first getting the first batch on the 4 series with the other batteries. And at the same time I'm testing it while I'm building the other ones.
Okay.
And Ray suggested to have black the black versions. Blackboard. I mean that will always be my favorite, but I've done some designs with blackboards. And if you're not working clean, it looks very ugly. It's shiny.
I like the idea of having those for like pre-built devices.
Yes, that was one idea. What do you think about it? That's a good idea, or so
Yeah,
it looks
like it.
also more professional. And I mean, if you open an Apple or another device, it's all black inside these days.
Yeah. It'll be a collector's item.
Yes, true.
No, my only misgiving is that way back when we were buying circuit boards, if I was warned away from black because it uses carbon, which is conductive.
Oh.
So I don't know if the particles are in the diffuse enough in the solder mask, but you know, obviously solder mask is plastic, so that's an insulator. But I'm just wondering with the high voltage supply that's sitting there, if that's going to be.
I think that's being tested. I mean, I've seen the Safe Pulse also with the high voltage in the matte black, and it works fine.
Okay, good. That was my only
concern.
Safe
Pulse itself black?
No, Safe Pulse itself is green at the moment.
Oh, okay.
So
was it
for
the Quick Pulse?
The Quick Pulse is black.
Right.
And the iRover is green at the moment. So.
For the 20s that you're building, what core are you using?
I'm using the Core 2 and then Amazon version.
The AWS
Core 2. Basically the old chip is in there. and that switches on with the power switch.
Right.
So that's was my concern. It should be compatible like this.
So the Core 2 AWS is more like the Core 2 version 1 rather than
Yeah.
the Core 2 version 1.1?
Correct.
Okay.
'Cause I
It
think
is
A-
a
yeah.
0.1.
Oh.
Sorry, 1.0.
1.0,
It is the
right.
same versions, as far as I know.
So what's
Okay.
the difference with AWS is just because it comes with the software to interface to the cloud?
No, there's also another back panel on it. There's a secure back panel on it. There's security
okay.
chip in there.
Oh, okay.
And it's orange. That doesn't matter so much. I mean,
Right. So, but since
Sure.
in the build you're removing that back panel, so basically
Yes.
it's a Core 1.
it's cool.
Okay.
Okay.
No, Core 2.
Yeah,
Core 2
Version
1.0.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh,
Get it.
No,
It's early morning
That's-
for Michael, so
Yeah.
Don't worry.
It's showing. It's showing.
no, no, it genuinely is confusing, so it's no problem there.
Yes.
Okay.
But is it an idea to like set the software version for, let's say, a 3 point something software, which works with
With the board.
the hardware as
Well,
well?
that's a good idea to keep
That's a
those
great idea.
numbers similar. I think
Yeah.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
And also the minor numbers, or only the main number, let's say the major number.
No, I think only the major, and then
Okay.
the minor can be used for like software updates up to like
Or
3.16.25. I don't know.
Yeah.
That would be acceptable. Yeah, and the major will be based
board
on like the
based-
hardware version, which it mainly supports, I guess.
Okay.
So
good.
if you have a hardware 3.0, and then you can always use the software 3 point something.
Okay, so the first numbers are related. The first digit. So,
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I think
okay.
that's a good idea.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea too. I like that. Makes it easy.
Not much time left.
No, we
It's-
we already
2
running
minutes.
out already. 2 minutes. Yeah. So.
Okay.
Do we have other things to discuss or?
Nope.
Today? No.
So that it's this morning, they're going to be replacing our electric meter on the house with a smart meter.
Hmm.
It's kind of cool. So
Hmm.
what happens is that you can, like, for example, we only heat the water at night. If you had an electric car, you could charge it at night. I mean, I prefer putting panels outside, but it's kind of interesting. And you can literally monitor. You could say, all right, if I plug in this appliance, it'll give you, you could see that bump up, and you can then figure out what the cost is per hour to run, for example, a space heater or something like that.
Oh, wow.
Really, yeah,
That's
it's
nice.
pretty cool. And the
Jelle
no,
did some work on that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
we
really?
in the Netherlands have a lot of smart meters, and for my graduation project, I built like a dashboard where every 10 seconds you get updates from everyone in your group. You could make like a group meter, and it would be like one building which had solar panels which would supply to the whole group. It was only a visual representation of what it would be if you could have like a group meter, and then like you get the energy from your neighbors, and then you just pay them more instead of going through the net.
right.
Yeah, I
Oh,
remember
that
that
is
was
cool.
a fun project, I think.
Yeah,
Interesting
it
to
was a
read
few
about.
years ago.
Yeah, it's very
It's
cool.
actually like starting up again. Like my dad had some
Right.
new partners, and it's gonna get a continuation. So that's nice.